This is McCook's Mr. Bill, and I'd like you to start enjoying the outdoors more, but not just at state parks. There's a lot of places to go that if you would, you'd find a whole new world to explore. One of those worlds is pastures. Ranchers and farmers own a lot of land. Now it's privately owned, and that means you got to ask permission to go on, because you do not want to get caught on their property trespassing. I've heard of a number of people fined as much as $10,000 for trespassing on a rancher's property. So rest assured that's not something you want to have happen. Now, each time you ask permission also, just because you ask once doesn't mean you can come back for the rest of your life. Asking each time is also a good safety factor, because when you ask permission, you can always say, okay, where can I go or where shouldn't I go? When I was a young man, I had permission to walk on a ranch, and I went out and headed over the fence and out into the pasture where there were some cows. Didn't think much about it. I've been around livestock all my life. But all of a sudden, I looked up and I was about 30 feet from the fence heading into the pasture, and here come an old cow on the dead run, aimed right at me. Well, I ran for my life. In that 30 feet, she cleared probably 50 yards. And I literally threw myself over the fence as she come to a sliding stop and bellowing at me at the edge of that fence. That was a good education. And from then on, I always ask, okay, where shouldn't I go? There's a next pasture over at this ranch that has 40 bulls in it, and you can bet your bottom dollar that on any given day, one of those 40 bulls is going to be in a bad mood, and more than likely would have no problem wanting to and being able to kill you. And so you stay out of those kind of pastures, period. But you need to know where they are, and by asking each time that you go to a ranch or farm, they can tell you where you can go and walk and enjoy the outdoors like you'll never see in a state park. Now, you got to have some safety. I wear snake chaps because we have rattlesnakes in this area. And I use a little bit of common sense, asking permission. If I see one, can I kill one? You need to ask that on each rancher. A few of the ranchers will not permit you to kill their snakes, but most of them say if you see one and don't kill him, you're in trouble. So it goes both ways. And if, by chance, you're a city slicker, as I am nowadays, though I used to own a farm, but and you find it's hard to get to, break the door open and get them to let you in, what you can do is, what I have is a certified paper, and it says that if anything happens to me, injury or death, I give up the right, and my relatives give up the right to sue that farmer or rancher for damages to me, injuries, whatever. It's on me. It's totally my liability to go on his property. That goes a long ways toward most people allowing you on. And it's also a good idea to bring them something from town that they usually don't have on the farm. Be it fish or something else, something unusual, or maybe just a six-pack of pop. If you're a drinker, I'm not, but maybe a six-pack of beer, something like that, that would break the ice a little bit. And then totally respect them and give them gifts now and then, because they're giving you the gift of allowing you to walk on their pastures and experience Nebraska as no state park can do for you. And you don't have game wardens sitting on your every move hoping you do something wrong so that they can fine you. Private property is a lot of fun. A lot of interesting things happen there. This is McCook's Mr. Bill. Rate this film.